Hello, friend, and welcome back. Today, we are going to try to breeze through my current skincare routine, focusing on the melasma ingredients. I feel like I've gotten to a really good point, and this one, the thiamidol from Eucerin, I feel like that was a big piece of it. So when I did that video, I realized, hey, let's do an update on all the things. So here we go. I want this video to be very honest, very realistic, not just the highlights of things, because I was realizing as I was going through some Reddit forums about melasma and skincare and stuff like that, I realized that a lot of people see like these hero products that come out like this one and then get disappointed when they aren't having the best results, or they're like, I'm using it just like everybody else is and I'm not seeing that kind of amazing improvement. Are they just influencers? Are they lying about what their results are or how fast they see results? And I just want to be very realistic. Like, for melasma and stubborn pigmentation, it takes a lot of care, a lot of ingredients, maybe not a lot of products. This is definitely excessive, but it does take a nice consistent stack of things and in-office treatments, and it just takes a lot. I guess I just don't want people to feel disheartened when they try that hero product and it's not working as well for them, because a lot of times there are a lot of other products and a lot of supporting ingredients and procedures that are behind the scenes that maybe the poster or the influencer or the esthetician or the nurse injector, they aren't talking about the whole routine and the big year-long picture as a whole. So here's just a glimpse into what it might take to get really good results with stubborn melasma. In the mornings, I do cleanse twice a day. I just go back in with my Is Clinical Cleansing Complex, tiny little dime size amount, wash my face real quick, and then move on with my steps. I just got back to using this. It's Misha's First Essence Enriched by Time Revolution. I always come back to this one and I miss it when I don't use it. I think what it speaks to is like deeper hydration and that calming effect, that really good, well hydrated, moisturized skin. It's able to help itself a lot more, so you don't have to be as aggressive with other things, and it's just a lot better balanced. So that one, I will keep using it. I love it. I do Medicate Press and Clear. This is a 2% BHA tonic. I like it. It's gentle and has some anti-irritants as well as the anti-inflammatory effect of BHA. Keeps my pores clear. Yeah, I use that probably every night or every other night right now. And I swap it out with Mandelic Acid 5% Skin Prep Water by Wish Trend. This is just a little travel size, but I've loved that. Super gentle, antimicrobial, helps with a little bit of brightening. Very nice water-light texture. So when I feel like I'm getting crazy with the layering, this is nice because it just soaks in right away. If my skin is getting a little bit more towards the irritated side, or if like I just did microneedling a few days ago, to help my skin bounce back, I use Geek and Gorgeous Stress Less serum. It has some metacesicide, beta-glucan. It's just very soothing. And again, hydrating and calming, anti-irritant. It's nice. It's helpful to just bounce back from those extreme experiences without feeling super heavy. It's just nice and gonna go to work at calming those deep layers of skin. I'm sort of going how I actually layer them. So like thinnest to thickest. This is super water thin and I just started trying it because it just came out. Regimen Labs Azelaic Advanced. So this is just fascinating. I'm going to do a whole video on this because azelaic acid is really tricky to work with and formulate with. So a lot of the formulas are kind of blah, but this is amazing. It helps with some of the redness that I get that's under my melasma. 10 out of 10. Amazing stuff. For daytime antioxidants, I have found vitamin C's that are gold stabilized. I can actually use that. So I don't do well with ascorbic acid, and that's like the gold standard. And there's some magic that happens that doesn't really happen with derivatives or other forms of vitamin C, as far as collagen stim, and just there's a little bit of extra magic when you're using true L-ascorbic acid. So I wanted to try something that's gold stabilized because it's gentler on skin, because you can use less of it. Delivery systems are really where we see that advanced technology in skincare right now, is how we get smaller amounts of things to the right target areas in your skin versus just flooding your skin with these really high concentrations and irritating them in the way of that. But Naturium's vitamin C complex, I have loved that. A little bit thicker, a little more hydrating than Educated Mess. Golden Hour Golden Hour has a little bit of luminosity to it, some like light reflection, but I think this one feels maybe a little bit stronger, but still just fine for sensitive skin. This one a little gentler and more hydrating, so trade off between those two. Or if I know I'm going to be out and about and I really want broad spectrum protection, Alto Defense Serum, the original one. This has, I think, 19 different antioxidants in it. They work on different parts of skin. They work enzyme-based, lipophilic, and water-loving as well. So if I need broad spectrum antioxidant protection, this is the direction I go. Vitamin C is great, but it's counting on one ingredient versus this counts on a lot of ingredients to help each other out and have lower concentrations, less irritation. You know me, I like kitchen sink approach. I would rather have a lot of ingredients working for me rather than just relying on one. Also daytime, the Triphala Pigmentation Corrector from Saatchi States of Skin, multi-reparative peptide and brightening concentrate. So this is where we get into truly like focusing on more brightening aspects of things. This is also anti-irritation, it's calming, it's soothing, and it's formulated with more melanated skin in mind, which I like. I think it works really well. Wonderful stuff. Very nice, lightweight, creamy serum texture. I use this twice a day. Little tiny bit. This is getting really low, but like that much is really all I use for my whole face. This is Eucerin's Anti-Pigment Illuminating Serum. I did not care for the other products in this range or the Nivea ones. The salicylic acid one from Nivea is a little bit better, but I probably won't repurchase that. This is where it's at for me. If I want to get thiamidol in, which has been a game changer for my melasma, please go watch that video. It'll tell you all about it, but this has been wonderful. Not paid, not sponsored, just encountered this while I was traveling Europe, and now I can't live without it. There are ways to get it to the US, but reasonably priced. I think it's like mid 30s for US dollars. And yeah, I use this twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day. Technically, you're supposed to use it 4 times a day, which I found tricky to just figure out how to work that in. But they do have a sunscreen in this line that has the thiamidol, but it probably has just like a short active period for this molecule. So you need to reapply it several times, and then you unlock some magical anti-pigmentation experience. I have felt no irritation whatsoever from this. It seems like that's a lot of people's experience, that it's very gentle. So this is one of the key pieces of my routine. We'll get to the other key piece shortly. Yeah, and then we're on to, sunscreen stuff. So another thing I picked up in Europe, this one is La Roche-Posay Anthelios UV Mune 400. It has some of the latest UV filters. I love it. It is a shakeable one, so it's very, very lightweight. Leaves a normal-ish finish on the skin, but I can apply several layers of this so that I get good protection. It doesn't sting in my eyes. Wonderful stuff. And then I go over it with 1 pump of Elastin's Hydrate Pro Mineral Sunscreen. I won't get into the battle of like mineral versus chemical sunscreens, but this one I use one just for the evening. I like a little bit of coverage as far as the tint goes, but also because darker skin tones, those of us who are a little more melanated, you get some extra melanin protection when you have iron oxides, which is usually what tinted sunscreen has to give it that tint. When you use that over everything, it protects you from some other visible light, as well as just you get a little bit better protection from the pigmentation rays. So I do a layer of that, which is why I have so much sunscreen on my face when I get home, and then I need to get it all off with a double cleanse. So that, and then I usually do a little bit of NARS illuminating powder just to take the shine down, because I'm very shiny at that point. Nighttime routine, slight differences, and this kind of varies depending on how I'm feeling during the day. But I use this. This is Transparent Lab oil-based cleanser. It smells just awful. It is unscented, but it just smells very unpleasant to me. It goes away very quickly, but it also removes my sunscreen, makeup, whatever I have on from the day really well. It just slips right off. So 2 pumps of this on dry face. I rub it in, massage all throughout, and then put a little bit of water, massage again, and it emulsifies, turns into that nice milky texture. And then I go back in with Clinical Cleansing Complex. my ride or die cleanser and get everything the rest of the way off. I will hydrate with my Time Revolution First Treatment Essence Enriched. Love that for the hydration. For right now, I'm still going in a second time with the Azelaic Advanced from Regimen Lab, just to get that azelaic acid, keep me kind of balanced and all the brightening aspects that come from that. If my skin's irritated, a little bit of Stress Less serum. Definitely a little dot of thiamidol from Eucerin. And then I go in with my new favorite, Hue, their Supra Fade. This is just an amazing, here's a little pump, very, very lightweight nighttime serum and a nice, healthy portion. I do sometimes use this twice a day if I'm just feeling it, but technically you only need to use this once at night, and you will get all of the dark spot fading magicalness that comes from it. It has a nice blend of all the tried and true anti-pigmentation ingredients that are good for melanated skin at the right concentrations. There's no fragrance. It just feels so lovely. And it's a 1.7 ounce serum for like 53 pounds, I believe. I forget what the conversion is, but that's a decent price for that much serum. That has just been another game-changing add-in to my routine. This is now my primary anti-pigmentation. Well, these two are my primary anti-pigmentation ingredients, and then everything else just kind of cycles through depending on what I'm testing. So I've also been trying the Thayer Peptides, the new formula. It does have a brightening peptide in it as well. More to come on that. This is very new to me. I'm still figuring out where it fits in my routine. Okay, coming towards the end of the night routine, I am always on a retinoid, so something like Tazarotene. This one is a 0.05%. That has done really well for me. I found Tazarotene, I didn't have quite as much irritation issue as we transition into winter at the higher strengths than I did versus tretinoin. So take that for what you will. Talk to your dermatologist and figure out what's best for you, but it might be worth trying. We always say that it's like stronger than tret, but it's different. It's selective, so it's only going to hit a few retinoic acid receptors. Maybe that'll work better for you if you've had trouble with tretinoin and you should be using that. So it's worth a try if you're on that journey. I either go back and forth every other day with this, or if I'm feeling really spicy and I haven't done any in-office treatments recently, I will use a little tiny dot of this and an over-the-counter retinoid because I have FOMO and I'm trying things for you guys so that you can see what these products are all about. One of my recent tests and favorites is Allies of Skin Retinol. It's a retinaldehyde at 0.1%. They also have peptides, some calming complexes. This is nice for an all-in-one streamlined night routine, nice and powerful but gentle to skin. Or if I'm looking for a little more exfoliation and just want, again, a little more streamlined, Remedy for Aging by Dr. Shaw. This one has been nice. I usually don't handle glycolic acid, but that's another thing I want to get into because of the studies on how it helps with collagen stimulation and remodeling. Yeah, more to come on that, but this has done really well if I'm alternating days with this. It's got some glycolic acid, it's got some Matrixyl 3000 and some peptides in it, as well as some ceramides and other good stuff. So this is another nice, either of these. Great powerhouse if you are an acclimated retinoid user. If you are going through your stubborn pigmentation journey or melasma journey and you haven't gotten into retinoids, these are too strong for you. Use something that is very gentle. I would recommend like a 0.05 retinaldehyde, like the Naturium one. Use that every other night and just really take it slow and work into it. But if you're more advanced and you're already using retinoids every single night, these might be a nice option to step it up and get some exfoliation or some peptides. I finish it off with the Essentialist Radiant Balance Transitional Moisture Cream by Klur. It's a new product for them. It has like a gel cream, very, very lightweight texture. I don't have the magic scoop. There's a beautiful silver scoop that comes with it, but I'm going to stick my finger in here. So there we go. I love Klur. I know I'm such a stan for them and I'm always fanboying over them, but they make wonderful products and they're gentle, and I feel like they are also really good for melanated skin types, and that is so rare in this world. So this is wonderful, nice, lightweight, but like deep moisture, so it doesn't have to feel heavy. And as you can see, like I'm stacking a million products on top of each other, so I can't afford to add a super hardy cream on top of that, or my face would literally slide off. So that's a nice moisturizing, calming end to it. I need to start working this in, but they got me. I bought the professional or the pro exclusive Definage 8-in-1 Bio Serum Multi-Age Corrector. This one is a unique thing. It doesn't specifically help with pigmentation, but it helps by simulating microneedling's effects as far as the like stem cell stimulation. It's a very interesting serum, but I got the pro one and we'll see how that goes. If you think that sounds insane, you are absolutely correct. I would not recommend jumping into all of this at once. I test products so that I can show you, so you don't need to be doing all of these products, but I would say nice, gentle exfoliating cleanser, some sort of hydration, like wherever you fit it in, make sure that you are really nourishing and hydrating your skin. You need some antioxidant protection during the day. Make sure it's non-irritating antioxidant protection. Like don't just go for the L-ascorbic acid thinking that it's the best of the best and power through irritation, because the irritation is going to make your pigmentation battle so much worse. So find something that's gentle, that works for you, that you can wear every day. Getting some kind of exfoliation in, very gentle exfoliation. It doesn't have to be like a full-on peel every single day, just lightweight exfoliation so that products penetrate really well and you're just getting that dead skin off, because that dead layer of skin usually has that pigmentation stain. So just by exfoliating that off, things will look a little brighter and it will increase that cell turnover as well, so things will happen faster for you. Find yourself some solid anti-pigmentation serums and stick with them twice a day. Another note on that, spot serums in general, there are very few exceptions. Spot serums are meant to be used globally. So use it for your whole face and neck because a few things. One, there are tiny little pigmentation spots that haven't gotten to the surface yet that you've been working on for years. Little bits of sun damage, true mechanical damage. A lot of people are talking about getting like warts frozen off or little skin tags frozen off in office and winding up with hyperpigmentation after that. That can take years to show up on your skin. Usually it's months, but years. And if you are only treating the spots you can see, you're missing a big battle that's coming down the pike for you. So treat your whole face. If it is truly a on-the-spot treatment, then you need to be using something like this everywhere else and then adding that on-the-spot treatment on top of it to really get long-lasting, thorough results. If you need to go really gentle, something that has some brightening peptides in it is a good option. There's not as much research on those, so be careful if you aren't seeing results. Maybe go back to tried and true. Get onto a retinoid if at all possible. I know I'm not a big fan on this channel of talking about bakuchiol, but if you really, really can't tolerate retinoids, something that's going to help with your cell turnover, bakuchiol is an option for those with really, really sensitive skin. But do find a retinoid or retinoid adjacent that you can use every other night at least. Don't worry so much about getting up to really high percentages. Focus on consistency. You want to be just gently encouraging your skin to turn over more frequently. So if you need to use 0.001% of something or 0.002% of something, use that and use it every other day or use it every day if possible. But don't try to use like a 0.1% tret and only use it once a week and hope that it's going to work out. Better to use a lower concentration more consistently than using a high concentration really inconsistently, because that's just not doing your skin any favors. Finish off with a lovely moisturizer and make sure to properly coat your skin in sun protection. I like a double layer because if I put on enough of this to cover my whole face, I wind up looking really makeup-y, but I like really thorough protection every single day, 365, and then a little bit of tint to help with my more melanated skin to protect it from like visible light and things. At the end of the day, you want some routine that you can be consistent with. So buying one product once because it's a big splurge that you can't really fit into your budget isn't going to help. Focus on a routine that you can consistently purchase and stick with and you like using twice a day. You can keep up with it. And then for splurge moments, do something in office. Do like a chemical peel or laser if that's appropriate for your skin, or microneedling. Splurging on an in-office treatment a couple times a year or every year or whenever it fits your budget is going to do a nice job versus just buying one magical product one time that you can't afford to keep up with. So find that nice routine, do your in-offices when you can, and then just protect yourself from the sun. If you're focused on melasma, finding your triggers is another piece of the puzzle. So finding out if it's saunas, infrared saunas, hot tubs, spicy foods, really long hot showers, finding those triggers and then deciding which of those you can cut back on or cut out entirely. Don't focus on just zeroing everything out today because you'll be miserable, but melasma is a lifelong battle and you need to find the things that you're willing to deal with versus the things that you can't live without. If you have questions or suggestions, please leave them down below. I take all of the comments to heart and I love your suggestions. I have found so many new products through y'all. So yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, be well, my friend.